to fight the spread of COVID-19.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi to visit Assam today. Prime Minister will distribute 1,06,000 lakh pattas and allotment certificates in Jerenga Pathar in Sivasagar. The nation celebrates Parakram Diwas on the 125th birth anniversary year of Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to preside over celebrations at Victoria Memorial in Kolkata. President Ramnath Kovind, Vice President, Prime Minister and other leaders pay tribute to Netaji on his birth anniversary. Prime Minister says the grateful nation will always remember Netaji's dedication and sacrifices. India continues to extend helping hand in the war against COVID-19 through vaccine Maitri. Indian vaccine arrives at Brazil and Morocco. Brazil President Bolsonaro thanks India for vaccine. United States applauds vaccine Maitri. And international news, US Senate votes to confirm Lloyd Austin as Joe Biden's defense secretary. Austin becomes the first African American to serve the role of defense secretary. Good morning. Welcome to English News. I'm Anil Thomas. Now for the stories in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Assam today to participate in a special function. The Assam government initiated a major reform with the comprehensive new land policy. Its emphasis is to empower the people and to protect their land rights. Prime Minister will distribute more than 1.6 lakh land allotment certificates at Sivasagar district of the state.
It is said that basic amenities of life demand most of the resources that a man earns. Of them, the land or the house is certainly the most difficult and costly to own. That has prompted the government to work for enhancing the ease of living for people, especially the downtrodden and the weaker sections of society. Take the case of Assam. For decades, lakhs of people of Assam had no address and no papers of the land or the house they lived in. Now their lifelong dream will be realized when Prime Minister Narendra Modi will distribute 1,06,000 land pattas or allotment certificates in the Sivasagar district. Taking into account an urgent need to protect the land rights of indigenous people of the state, Assam came out with a comprehensive new land policy with a renewed emphasis on protecting the land rights of the indigenous people. Now, the new policy will benefit millions in the state.
ये हिस्ट्रिकल ऐतिहासिक जेरेंगा पत्थर यहाँ में जो प्रधानमंत्री 23 तारीख ये पट्टा डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन करने के लिए आए, ये हम लोग 1,06,948 फैमिली को ये पट्टा डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन इन 33 डिस्ट्रिक्ट में होगा.
The issuance of patta or the allotment certificates for indigenous people of Assam has been given the highest priority in order to instill a sense of security amongst them. Assam had 5.75 lakh landless families in 2016. The state government has distributed 2.28 lakh land pattas or allotment certificates since May 2016.
सरकार ने जो पदक्षेप लिया है, मैं जो बहुत खुश है. इससे पहले मुझे और मेरे गांव का कोई पता नहीं मिला था, लेकिन अभी जो सरकार है जो माटी पता दिया है उनके लिए हम बहुत आभारी देता हूं.
Although the Prime Minister will distribute the patta or the allotment certificates in the Sivasagar district, the poor landless citizens in all 34 districts of the state will eventually benefit from the scheme rollout.
1 लाख आदमी को माटी पट्टा देने का बात कभी हुआ नहीं. आसाम में ये पहली बार हो रहा है. 1 लाख आदमी को पट्टा दिया गया है और 1 लाख आदमी को 23 तारीख को ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर, हम लोग का सबसे प्यारा प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी जी आके वो प्रदान करेंगे.
The beneficiaries will not only get the land allotment certificates, but in fact will be able to begin a new phase of life with more dignity and respect, adding to the realization of a self-reliant India and a new India. The government will distribute both the agriculture and residential land allotment certificates. With Abhishek Singh in Sivasagar, DD India.
Well, for more on this story, our correspondent Abhishek Singh joining us this morning with more updates. Abhishek, good morning. Abhishek, give us a sense of the historical significance of this particular place that the Prime Minister is going to hold the rally.
बिल्कुल अनिल, देखिए अगर इस जगह की हम बात करें, बहुत ही ऐतिहासिक जगह है। ये अहोम डायनेस्टी का जो है यहाँ पर 600 वर्षों तक राज रहा और कभी ये जो जगह है असम की राजधानी भी होती थी। और आज प्रधानमंत्री इसी जगह से 1,06,000 लोगों को भूमि का पट्टा देंगे। जिस तरीके से पहले भी आपने देखा है कि प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी ने इसके लिए पूरे नॉर्थ ईस्ट को किस तरीके से प्रायोरिटी दी है, यहाँ के लिए अलग से मंत्रालय बनाया, नॉर्थ ईस्ट में जो कनेक्टिविटी है उसको किस तरीके से मजबूत किया गया ताकि ये नॉर्थ ईस्ट जो है पूरे देश के साथ जुड़े। और इसी के चरण में आज प्रधानमंत्री यहाँ पर एक और बड़ी सौगात देने जा रहे हैं असम के लोगों को, खासतौर पे उन लोगों को जो भूमिहीन है। तकरीबन 5,75,000 का आंकड़ा है इनका 2016 की बात करें, और 2,28,000 लोगों को ऑलरेडी जो है उनको अलॉटमेंट दिया जा चुका है और उनका सेटलमेंट भी कराया जा चुका है। अब जो है ये सबसे बड़ी फंक्शन है अभी तक की, अगर हम असम की बात करें कि इतने बड़े स्तर पर यानी 1,06,000 भूमिहीनों को पट्टा देने का, जिसका शुभारंभ प्रधानमंत्री करेंगे। और यहाँ पे जो ये ग्राउंड है जहाँ पे ये उम्मीद जताई जा रही है कि तकरीबन 2 से 3 लाख लोग जो है वो यहाँ पे प्रधानमंत्री को सुनने के लिए आएंगे। कई बेनिफिशियरी यहाँ पे होंगे, तकरीबन 8 डिस्ट्रिक्ट के लोग जो है वो यहाँ पर होंगे। और इसके अलावा जो बाकी के डिस्ट्रिक्ट है असम के, वो लोग जो है वो अपने अपने जगहों से प्रधानमंत्री को सुनेंगे।
Okay, you told us about the historic significance of this particular place, but is there a national, is there an, an Assam icon that, one, especially when one looks at that particular place, and is there an Assam icon that, that could resonate in his speech today?
बिल्कुल अनिल, देखिए अगर इस पूरे हम एरिया की बात करें तो ये जो पूरा एरिया था ये असम की राजधानी रहा है तकरीबन 600 सालों तक, और ये इसकी काफ़ी जो है हिस्टोरिकल सिग्निफिकेंस रही है। ये पूरा एरिया जो है, आप अगर हम बताएं, यहाँ पे 550 से ज़्यादा मॉन्यूमेंट्स है। यहाँ पर 1950s के आसपास जो है ONGC यहाँ पर बना, जिसके कारण ये पूरा एरिया डेवलप हुआ। और पूरा ब्रह्मपुत्रा का अपर एरिया है, ये ब्रह्मपुत्रा रिवर के आसपास का दिखू रिवर जो है उसकी सहायक नदी जो है उसके किनारे ये पूरा शहर बसा हुआ है शिवसागर। और मैं आपको बताना चाहूँगा कि इस पूरे शहर के अंदर जो है यहाँ पे जो डायनेस्टी थी, अहोम डायनेस्टी, उनका पूरे असम के अंदर राज था और ये उनका जो है वो सेंटर यही हुआ करता था। और ख़ास तौर पर ये पूरा एरिया जो है इसके अंदर जो है अब यहाँ पे भूमिहीन जो है, जो सरकारी ज़मीनों पे रहते थे, और वो भी दशकों से नहीं बल्कि आज़ादी के बाद से, अब जो है लेकिन उनके पास कोई दस्तावेज नहीं होता था। तो ऐसे में काफ़ी समय से डिमांड थी और इस जगह को इसीलिए चुना गया क्योंकि यहाँ पे कि जो 5,500 जो भूमिहीन परिवार है उनको प्रधानमंत्री जो आज ज़मीन का पट्टा देंगे तो उनको सबसे ज़्यादा बड़ा फ़ायदा मिलेगा। आसपास के जो डिस्ट्रिक्ट है, जो कनेक्टिंग डिस्ट्रिक्ट है यहाँ से, चाहे वो डिब्रूगढ़ की बात करें, धीमाजी की बात करें, लखीमपुर की बात करें, तो ये सारे डिस्ट्रिक्ट के जो लोग हैं वो भी यहाँ पर आएंगे और इन सभी डिस्ट्रिक्ट के लोगों को, जो भूमिहीन परिवार है, उनको भी इसका काफ़ी बड़ा फ़ायदा मिलने जा रहा है। अनिल,
Okay, we'll leave it there. So an important day, especially for the people of Assam. Prime Minister returning to Assam after almost a year. And 2016, he had made a clarion call of identity, land and homeland. This time around, we'll have to wait and watch how things unfold in that particular big gathering, as our correspondent Abhishek put it, a big gathering of people expected to listen to the Prime Minister. We'll get more updates as that story unfolds at around 11 a.m. Well, moving on, the nation also celebrates Parakram Diwas on the 125th birth anniversary year of Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose today. As Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose famously quoted, life loses half its interest if there is no struggle and if there are no risks taken. Let us salute the iconic freedom fighter who showed great courage to bring freedom to India and change the view of the country in the eyes of the world forever. Let us honor Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose on his birth anniversary as India celebrates Parakram Diwas.
Today is the birth anniversary of Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose. The central government announced to celebrate this day as Parakram Diwas, or the Day of Valor. On this occasion, Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressed his happiness and tweeted that the 125th birth anniversary of Netaji will be celebrated as the Parakram Diwas. In the lineup of different programs that are being organized today by the Bharatiya Janata Party across the country, a special program is being organized at the Haripura village situated in Gujarat's Surat. Prime Minister Narendra Modi took to Twitter and urged people to join the program. Haripura holds great significance in the life of Netaji. The reason behind the special event being organized in Haripura village is that in 1938, Subhash Chandra Bose took up the presidentship of the Congress party at the Haripura session. Prime Minister Narendra Modi tweeted and expressed that he can never forget the affection that he received from the people of Haripura. In the year 2009, when the E-Gram Seva linked the rural areas of Gujarat, the Haripurias took out a big procession for him. This procession looked as a replication of the one that was taken out in 1938 for Netaji. PM Modi also mentioned that he had paid a visit to the place where Netaji had stayed in Haripura. For the 1939 elections of the President of Congress, Subhash Chandra Bose announced his candidature. Subhash Chandra Bose became the presidential candidate for the second time in the annual session of the Tripuri Congress that year. At that time, he defeated Dr. Pitabi Sitaramaiah, an Andhra leader, and became the president for the second time, winning by a narrow but clear margin. Gujarat Chief Minister Vijay Rupani will be visiting Haripura to celebrate the Parakram Diwas and take part in the cultural program there. Rupani will also be visiting the museum that has been built in memory of Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose. Bureau Report, DD India.
President Ramnath Kovind remembered Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose and tweeted tributes to Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose as the nation commences his 125th birth anniversary celebrations. It is befitting to celebrate this day as Parakram Diwas to honor his boundless courage and valor. Netaji instilled the fervor of nationalism among his countless followers. Netaji is one of our most beloved national heroes who made extraordinary contribution to India's freedom struggle. Netaji's patriotism and sacrifice shall always inspire us. We are committed to strengthen the spirit of freedom so strongly espoused by him. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also paid tributes to Netaji on his birth anniversary. Vice President has also tweeted on the occasion of Parakram Diwas today, remembering Netaji. And I quote, "One individual may die for an idea, but that idea will, after his death, incarnate itself in 1,000 lives. Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose, my respectful tributes to the iconic freedom fighter and visionary leader. Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose on his birth anniversary today." The Vice President further tweeted and added that Netaji personified valor, determination and sacrifice. He played an invaluable role in liberating our motherland from the yoke of British rule. The nation will forever be grateful to Netaji for his enormous contribution in India's freedom struggle. Union Minister for Petroleum and Natural Gas, Dharmendra Pradhan, paid floral tributes to Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose on his 125th birth anniversary in Odisha's Cuttack. Bose was born on the 23rd of January 1897 in Cuttack. Speaking on the occasion of Netaji's birth anniversary, Union Minister Pradhan said that the legendary leader got the motivation for struggle and sacrifice from the land of Cuttack.
हम सब उड़िया वासियों का एक सौभाग्य की बात है कि नेताजी उड़ीसा में ही जन्म लिए थे। उनकी बाल्य शिक्षा उड़ीसा में हुई थी। नेताजी ने जो दुनिया में एक संघर्ष का, बलिदान का, देश प्रेम की एक नई मिसाल खड़ा किया है, ये संस्कार उनको इसी भूमि से मिला था। आज हम उनकी जन्मदिन पे 125वां जन्मदिन पे याद करके खुद को प्रेरित करते हैं, सौभाग्यशाली मानते हैं। हमारी देश, हमारी राज्य नेताजी के इस बलिदान के प्रति समर्पित रहता है, उनसे प्रेरणा लेता है।
Prime Minister is visiting West Bengal today to address Parakram Diwas celebrations in Kolkata, which commemorate the 125th and birth anniversary of Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose. Here are some of the key details of the event and the Prime Minister's visit.
23rd January is set to be celebrated as Parakram Diwas every year to honor and remember Netaji's indomitable spirit and selfless service to the nation. The day is aimed at inspiring the youth to act with fortitude in face of adversity and to infuse in them a spirit of patriotic fervor. At an event to be organized to celebrate the 125th birth anniversary of Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose, children in Netaji's costume will perform along the tune of the Indian National Army song at Victoria Memorial in Kolkata in presence of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Prime Minister will visit the National Library and will also interact with the artists and conference participants. Prime Minister will also inaugurate an exhibition showcasing the life and work of Netaji. This interactive exhibition is special in many ways. It will run for 2 years and help countrymen in getting insight into the life and work of Netaji.
बहुत बड़ी प्रदर्शनी जो है, जो इंटरैक्टिव प्रदर्शनी है, वो लगाई जा रही है. उस पे क्यूरेशन का काम जो है वो मैं समझता हूँ अच्छा उभर के आया है और उसको लोग लाइक भी करेंगे. और पहली दफ़े प्रोजेक्शन मैपिंग शो जो है वो विक्टोरिया मेमोरियल बिल्डिंग के सामने जो है वो किया जाएगा और ये अपनी तरह का एक अनूठा शो है.
On this occasion, Prime Minister will also honor the veterans of Indian National Army. He will also unveil a book on the compilation of Netaji's letters. Besides, a commemorative coin and postage stamp will also be released.
डाक टिकट और कॉइन्स जारी किए जाएंगे. एक किताब जो कि पहले नेताजी की डायरी थी, जो नेशनल लाइब्रेरी में रेयर बुक्स कलेक्शन में थी, उसको हम लोगों ने निकाला है. वो 1926 से लेके 1948 तक के काल में जो नेताजी ने चिट्ठियाँ लिखी थी, जिसमें कि काफ़ी चिट्ठियाँ जो हैं जब उनको भारत से देश निकाला दिया था ब्रिटिश सरकार ने, तो जब बाहर थे तो वहाँ से उन्होंने लिखी थी. उसको हम लोग जो है वो पब्लिश कर रहे हैं. जो बांग्ला लैंग्वेज में थी उसको हिंदी और अंग्रेज़ी में उसका ट्रांसलेशन हो रहा है, और जो अंग्रेज़ी में थी उसका बांग्ला और हिंदी में ट्रांसलेशन हो रहा है. तो 3 वॉल्यूम्स जो हैं वो निकल रही हैं.
Prime Minister will also take part in a cultural program to be organized in front of the Victoria Memorial. The cultural program dedicated to youth will include dance and musical performances from every state of the country. DD India.
Well, artists from rural Bengal have gathered at the National Library in Kolkata to paint a 40-meter-long scroll based on the life of Netaji. Painting in the folk art of Pattachitra of Bengal, the artists also sing, glorifying the life and sacrifice of Netaji. Our correspondent Vishal Baristo finds out more.
Based on the events in the life of Netaji, the folk artists of Bidnapur are painting this 40-meter-long scroll in Pattachitra style, which is very famous in Bengal, in the folk art of Bengal. Now, 8 artists have come from Bidnapur.
This is a folk form of Bengal, traditional art. We call it Pattachitra. And here you can see they are painting Bharat Mata is in Srinkhal and Netaji is feeling it. And according to the event, the whole team, they sing a song.
British bahini ke amra korbo na to bhoy sathe ache Subhash Bosu hobe moder joy. British bahini ke amra korbo na to bhoy sathe ache Subhash Bosu hobe moder joy.
They are glorifying the sacrifice of Netaji and how people looked at him, at his leadership, that he would free them, make India a free country from the chains of British Raj. With cameraman Anand and Pramod, this is Vishal Baristo for DD India, Kolkata.
Sathe ache Subhash Bosu hobe moder joy.
Well, moving to back in the national capital, this time on the Republic Day, the Traffic Department of Delhi Police has made special arrangements. The Delhi Traffic Police has also issued advisory on the subject. The advisory has state restrictions on the movement of traffic. According to the Delhi Police Joint Commissioner, Manish Agarwal, traffic will remain closed at India Gate, Rajpath and Vijay Chowk and Tilak Mark Road. The full rehearsal is taking place today, and the final parade is on 26th of January when a separate travel advisory will be issued.
इस बार कोविड के चलते सबसे पहले तो परेड का रूट छोटा कर दिया गया है. सेकेंडली नंबर ऑफ इन्वाइटीज़ जो है गवर्नमेंट ने रिड्यूस किए हैं, वो ऑलमोस्ट 1/5 कर दिए गए हैं. सीट्स का जो अरेंजमेंट होता है उनको काफ़ी एक दूसरे से डिस्टेंस पे कर दिया गया है, जिससे कि सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग नॉर्म फॉलो हो सके. एंट्रीज़ के ऊपर जो टेम्परेचर गन्स, मास्क, सैनिटाइज़र एक्सेट्रा का प्रोविज़न दिया गया है. मेडिकल टीम्स लगाई गई हैं. तो इन सब चीज़ों का जो है ख़ास ध्यान रखा गया है इस बार. और एक जो मेन बात है कि इस बार बिना इनविटेशन के या बिना टिकट्स के एंट्रीज़ अलाउड नहीं की गई हैं, सो दैट कहीं क्राउडिंग ना हो.
Meanwhile, the security near the area remains beefed up as the forces today prepare ahead of the parade on Republic Day. The security personnel were seen wearing masks ahead of the rehearsal of the parade. People have been visiting Raj Path to get a glimpse of the rehearsals. Well, this year at the Republic Day parade, the Navy tableau will feature the scaled-down model of a missile boat and the INS Vikrant conducting flying operation with Seahawk and Alice airplanes. As the country is celebrating the 1971 victory and liberation of Bangladesh as Swarnim Vijay Varsh, the theme of the Navy tableau this year depicts the stellar role played by the Navy in bombing the Karachi harbour.
The naval contingent being paraded comprises 96 young sailors, which will be led by Lieutenant Commander Lalit Kumar as a contingent commander, and Lieutenant Commander Sunay Fogat, Lieutenant Aditya Shukla, and Sub-Lieutenant Agastya Chaudhary as platoon commanders. The tableau commanders are Lieutenant Commander C.S. Ruben and Lieutenant Commander Surbhi Sharma. The Indian Navy's naval band will be led by Sumesh Rajan, Master Chief Petty Officer Musician, Class 2.
Well, let's now take a look at COVID-19 update from across the country. As per the latest data released by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, COVID-19 recovery rate has reached 96.82%. 17,130 COVID patients recovered in the last 24 hours. And going by the data that's been given by the Ministry of Health, the total number of recoveries have gone up to 1 crore 3 lakhs. Presently, the total number of active cases in the country stand at 1,85,662. India's case fatality rate is at 1.44%, which is one of the lowest globally. A quick look at the ICMR data. A total of 19 crore 9,85,119 samples tested for COVID-19 so far. That's till 22nd of January, out of which 8,37,095 tests being done in a single day. That's on 22nd of January. Moving to updates on vaccine, Maitri now, India has been sending batches of the vaccine to neighboring partner countries after Bhutan, Maldives, Bangladesh and Nepal. Vaccine batches from India also reached Seychelles, Myanmar, Morocco, Mauritius and Brazil on Friday. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has shared pictures of vaccines reaching partner countries. He tweeted, and I quote, "Trust the pharmacy of the world. Made in India vaccines arrive in Brazil." Brazil President Jair Bolsonaro thanked Prime Minister Narendra Modi for the sanjeevni booti against COVID with a picture of Hanuman. In his tweet, Bolsonaro has shared an illustration showing Lord Hanuman carrying a mountain with vaccines from India to Brazil. The illustration is inspired from a tale in the Ramayana in which Lord Hanuman carried the entire mountain to deliver sanjeevni booti, a magical life-saving herb to save wounded Lord Ram's brother Lakshman. In a tweet, he said, and I quote, "Namaskar Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Brazil feels honored to have a great partner to overcome a global obstacle by joining forces. Thank you for assisting us with the vaccine exports from India to Brazil. Dhanyavad." Acknowledging Brazil President's tweet, Prime Minister Narendra Modi tweeted, and I quote, "The honor is ours, President Jair Bolsonaro, to be a trusted partner of Brazil in fighting the COVID-19 pandemic together." We will continue to strengthen our cooperation on healthcare. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar also shared pictures of vaccine supplies made in India reaching Mauritius and Morocco airports. In a tweet, he said, and I quote, "Made in India vaccines delivered to Mauritius expresses a saga of goodwill. Indian vaccines land in Casablanca, India and Morocco, a beautiful friendship." United States on Friday appreciated India's assistance to other countries to combat the COVID-19 pandemic by supplying COVID-19 vaccines free of cost. In a tweet, the U.S. State Department Bureau of South and Central Asian Affairs said, and I quote, "We applaud India's role in global health, sharing millions of doses of COVID-19 vaccines in South Asia. India's free shipment of vaccines began with Maldives, Bhutan, Bangladesh and Nepal and will extend to others. India is a true friend, using its pharma to help the global community." Indian Railways, meanwhile, in a tribute to freedom fighter Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose, has decided to rename the Howrah-Kalka Mail as Netaji Express. The train first operated in the year 1866 and it has been in service of the nation for more than 150 years. The Howrah-Kalka Mail is one of the oldest running trains at present in the Indian Railways network. Howrah-Kalka Mail is a very popular and one of the oldest trains of Indian Railways. It is said that Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose took this train from Gomo under Dhanbad district to escape from the British administration 80 years ago. Taking a look at weather, a thick blanket of fog covered the skies in north and eastern parts of the country this morning. The dense fog enveloped Delhi, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Odisha, West Bengal and Punjab's Ludhiana, reducing the visibility below 25 meters in many areas of these states. Visibility improved as the day progressed. Moving to international stories, Lloyd Austin, a retired Army general, made history on Friday by becoming America's first black defense secretary, arriving at the Pentagon minutes after his Senate confirmation to a busy schedule that includes a call with NATO's Secretary General. Austin will be sworn in and immediately receive an intelligence briefing. After that, he will chair a briefing on the COVID-19 pandemic with top Pentagon leadership, with many joining virtually. Austin at 67 built a reputation as a razor-sharp leader who avoided the spotlight during his distinguished 4-decade career in uniform, including time heading Central Command, which oversees U.S. troops across the Middle East. Well, that's all we have time for in this edition of News. Thanks for watching. You take good care of yourself. Have a safe and wonderful weekend ahead. Bye-bye.